Meningitis changes immune cell makeup in the mouse brain lining. Meningitis, a group of serious diseases which infect the brain's lining, leaves its mark and can affect the body's ability to fight such infections in the future. According to a new study published in Nature Immunology, infections can have long-lasting effects on a population of meningeal immune cells, replacing them with cells from outside the meninges that then change and become less likely to recognize and ward off future attacks. The research was supported by the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, part of the National Institutes of Health. After an infection, the immune cell landscape in the brain lining changes. Brain lining immune cells that normally protect the brain from foreign invaders die and are replaced by cells from elsewhere in the body. These new cells are altered in a way that affects how they respond to subsequent challenges and new infections, scientist and senior author of the study. Which are immune cells that live in the meninges, the protective layers covering the brain and spinal cord. One group of these macrophages is found along blood vessels in the dura mater and helps catch pathogens from the blood before they reach brain tissue. Blood vessels in the dura mater are relatively open compared to the tightly sealed vessels found in other brain regions, and macrophages in the dura mater often serve as the first line of defense against harmful blood-borne agents. They next watched how macrophages changed after infection by lymphocytic choriomeningitis virus, which targets the meninges, causing viral meningitis. Within 2 days of the infection, levels of antiviral cytokines, part of the immune response to viruses, increased in the meninges. After 4 days, 1/3 of meningeal macrophages were infected, and showed activity in many genes involved in fighting viruses. Some of these monocytes eventually turned into macrophages but had different properties from the original cells. The team discovered that the new macrophages were missing a specific receptor that detects bacteria, making them less effective at responding to future infections. The new macrophages also had lower levels of another receptor that recognizes the brain chemical acetylcholine, which normally dulls inflammation in meningeal macrophages. Consequently, the new macrophages were less responsive to this signal and had trouble quieting an infection-induced inflammatory response. These results indicate that infections in the brain can have lasting effects, long after the virus leaves the system. These findings suggest that in addition to identifying the type of infection, it may also be important to know if it is coming on the heels of an earlier bug, because that may affect how the system responds. Getting a virus out of the brain does not necessarily mean that everything goes back to normal. Further studies are needed to learn about additional functions of meningeal macrophages and how these cells respond to other types of viruses and bacteria. This press release describes a basic research finding. Basic research increases our understanding of human behavior and biology, which is foundational to advancing new and better ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease. Science is an unpredictable and incremental process. Each research advance builds on past discoveries, often in unexpected ways. Most clinical advances would not be possible without the knowledge of fundamental basic research. The defense system of the human body is made up of entire organs and vessel systems like the lymph vessels, but also of individual cells and proteins. The inner and outer surfaces of the body are the first barriers against pathogens. These surfaces include the skin and all mucous membranes, which form a kind of mechanical protective wall. Lymphoid organs. The immune system is made up of organs that control the production and maturation of certain defense cells, the lymphocytes. Bone marrow and the thymus, a gland situated above the heart and behind the breastbone, are so-called primary lymphoid organs. Bone marrow. Bone marrow is a sponge-like tissue situated inside of the bones. Most defense cells are produced and then also multiply here. They then migrate from the bone marrow into the bloodstream and reach other organs and tissues, where the defense cells mature and specialize. At birth, many bones contain red bone marrow, which actively builds defense cells. During the course of life, more and more red bone marrow turns into fat tissue. Adults only have red bone marrow in a few bones, in the ribs, in the breastbone and in the pelvic bone. If you are looking to avoid getting sick or avoid catching flu, click the link in the description below to grab your free copy of a secret guide which unveils how you can boost your immunity with just a simple weird little trick. If you have found this video helpful, please like this video. It really means a lot to us. And if you think it might help one of your friends, don't be shy and share this video with them as well. That way, we all can help people we care about to live happier life. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive more informational videos that will improve your health and lifestyle. Thank you for watching this Boost My Immune System After Chemo Power video, and we will see you on our next video.